If you are looking for a job as you watch the show this morning, you are in luck because Jake Cash happens to be on the show. He is with Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union, and he says, come on down because y'all are hiring. Good to see you.
Great to see you.
You are actually hiring in such a huge way that you're having a job fair at the end of the month.
That's right. On June 29th from 9 to 1, we have an open job fair so anyone can come by and interview for entry-level and higher-level positions. So there's like a variety of different positions that we're hiring for.
And a lot of them are full-time positions, which you hear people talk these days about companies looking more and more to part-time work. Mm-hmm. This is great to get those full-time benefits.
Yeah, absolutely. And our benefits are very robust. It's great starting pay for the entry-level positions. We have 100% employer-paid medical and dental for individuals. Yeah, isn't that great? And then very affordable coverage elsewhere. So there's a variety of positions available too. Like we have the personal tellers who all work in our live studio downtown. Mm-hmm. We have people at the different branches, lots of work available. We're actually even opening a new branch in East Ridge in the new Food City. You know how we have the branches in those stores? That just goes to show that we always need new people.
You know, you talk about the friendly nature of working there.
Yeah.
I happen to be a member at the credit union,
awesome.
and I feel like I'm at the credit union and the grocery store all the time.
Right.
And so I use those interactive teller machines, mm-hmm. and they're fantastic because for one thing, you really do. It's very easy and convenient as the customer, mm-hmm. but I see the same faces often over and over again.
Right.
We know each other by name. They're always happy, and you can't fake that.
Absolutely.
You can't fake it.
Right. I mean, we believe in keeping our people happy because, like you said, it translates to keeping the members happy and giving mm-hmm. everyone a great experience. And
yeah.
I'm glad you like the ITMs so much.
I do love them. So what about, I'm sure people are thinking, okay, great, but I don't have a background in banking or I'm not
Sure.
a math major. What does
Sure.
that do?
That's a great point, but we have an excellent onboarding program. You do not have to have financial experience for these positions, for the personal teller positions. No, you can come in and we will teach you everything that you need to know.
Also, you get the benefit, you mentioned the healthcare benefits and that type of thing.
Sure.
Great hours.
Yeah, great hours.
Good hours.
It can be flexible too, based on what you want. For our personal tellers, it is open from 7 to 7, Monday mm-hmm. through Saturday. So there's flexible hours that fit within that time frame.
But you get all the holidays off.
That's true. We have 11 national holidays, lots of vacation time. I think we keep a very good workplace environment. People are very friendly with each other. We have lots of opportunities to go to events. Mm-hmm. I think we stay very active in the community, so there's community service opportunities, and yeah, everyone has a good time.
When it comes to the job fair itself on the 29th, correct?
Yes, the 29th.
It's at the Brainerd BX.
Yeah.
Should people come with a resume? What should they expect to make it a successful morning?
You can bring a resume. You don't actually have to, but what I would recommend is going online to tvfcu.com, mm-hmm. Navigating to our Career Center, and there you can see all the available positions. So you can actually go ahead and apply online, and then when you come in, you're one step ahead of the game. You're able to easily connect with the person you're interviewing with, and you know exactly what's going on. So that's what I would recommend. If not, you can apply there too. We'll have like QR codes to take you right to it, but that's what I would recommend.
You know, I'm glad to hear too that the in-person, face-to-face meeting is still there because we do live in this online world, but you apply to a job online and you're just lost in the shuffle and nobody knows mm-hmm. the smile you have on your face or the firm handshake you have, right?
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity to actually connect in person. I agree.
So you mentioned the multitude of jobs that are listed online. And I know we've touched on the ITM positions available. Are there any others that you'd want to let people know about?
Sure. The entry-level positions are like the ITM and customer service at our various branches and things mm-hmm. like that. We also have positions open in marketing. We need a branch manager. We need an analyst. We need a recruiter. So, I mean, there is a variety. So pretty much no matter what you're looking for, I would check it out.
Okay, so come to the Brainerd BX between 9 and 1.
Yes.
Will it be set up with sort of like vending areas where you can go depending on the area of TVFCU you're interested in working for?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to have 6 recruiters all at tables, and you'll come in, sign in, and then you will go and do sort of an introductory interview with each recruiter, and then they'll explain the process of applying online as well.
It's like sorority rush. Okay, I gotcha. All right.
I guess so.
You wouldn't know that.
I wouldn't. I was never in a sorority.
I remember that. Okay, so it's TVFCU Job Fair. June 29th is the date to mark. 9 to 1 are your hours to show up, right? It will not take you the whole time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Show up anytime. You do not need an appointment.
Okay. And if you think about it, go online to tvfcu.com. As you heard Jake say, you can go ahead and see what's out there, get your application in. You're that much farther ahead when you walk in the doors of the BX
Exactly.
on the 29th. Thanks, and I'll see you or one of the tellers probably before the weekend.
All right.
We're
Sounds
back
good.
after this.
Hey everybody, I'm joined by Kirsten from West Shore Home, and today we're talking about how West Shore is making shower and bath remodeling affordable, especially in these current times.
So Joe, we know that a lot of people know that they need to get their bath or shower replaced, but they're not sure if right now is the right time to do it.
Yeah, I get it. Gas prices are up, people are concerned. So for people who want to start that project right now, but cost is a real concern, what can you do for them?
So Joe, for folks who want to get their shower or bath done right now, we're doing something very special with our current offer. For anyone who gives us a call now, we'll do 2 full years of no payments and no interest financing. Get the shower or bath you need right now, enjoy it, and don't worry about making payments for up to 2 full years.
Wow, that really is a great offer. So for people who need a new shower or bath now, they can get their project started and hold on to their money until 2024.
That's right. That's why people love this option, because it gives them a lot of flexibility. We know that monthly budgets are a little bit tight right now, which is why we wanted to make this offer available to everyone. So let's take a look at some of the projects that are happening right now that are very popular. Here's a project we did. You can see they had some real issues with mold and stains around their bath. We were able to completely transform their bath area to this in just 1 day.
That new shower is incredible, and it definitely takes care of those mold and mildew problems.
It sure did. So let's take a look at another project we did. These homeowners were tired of their old tub and wanted to switch to an easy step-in shower. We were able to complete the entire installation in a day. And the best part? They don't need to make any payments or pay any interest until 2024.
That shower doesn't just look fantastic, it's going to be so much easier too with the low step-in shower. Kirsten, thanks so much, folks. If you need a new shower or bath, call West Shore Home right now. Get 24 months of no payments, no interest financing, and when you call in right now, you'll also get 50% off installation. Call West Shore Home now.
Chattanooga Mobility and Lifts, your stairlift expert.
You know, we enjoy on 3+U seeing many of our guests be familiar faces to us here on the show, and we get a lot of feedback from those of you watching saying they feel the same way, because you have a chance to really get to know these people and have a better understanding of what they do. And every time I talk with Charles Miller at Scenic City Neurotherapy, I learn something new, and that's the case this morning. So good to see you.
Good to see you again.
I don't think I even want to get into it on the air about all the things that I've learned from you, but I mention it because when people first come in to see you, it's a complimentary conversation/assessment, and they're going to learn how much you know and how much you listen.
Well, it's a new way of doing things, especially where mental health is concerned, and so education is such a key component to success with treatment.
Right.
So education should, in this area, be free. It should be something you get to come in and sit down and spend an hour with me or one of the other providers and just really dig into to see if this is something that might be beneficial.
Well, because it is a new way of thinking. You come from an anesthetic background. You're a nurse anesthetist. Am I saying that right? So you worked in the healthcare industry for a long time, but this ketamine that you use for pediatric anesthesia has been researched a lot, and they found these other benefits for it. So you're working really closely with people who struggle with PTSD and other forms of trauma. Is that right?
That's right. PTSD, depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, OCD are all things that we treat at our facility. We use ketamine infusion therapy and transcranial magnetic stimulation. We've even adopted the S&T or Stanford Saint protocol.
I don't know what that is.
It is. It's a brand new intensive week treatment that has one of the highest rates of remission with intractable depression.
In terms of the educational outreach that you enjoy doing in your office, you know that not everyone can get to your office on Shallowford Road. You can't see that many people in a day. So you reached out to Mayor Kelly recently to declare a specific day.
We did. We put forth a proclamation. So there's a national PTSD awareness holiday that already exists, but we wanted Chattanooga to embrace that as well. And so we reached out to Mayor Kelly through a petition, and he has acknowledged it. And so now in Chattanooga, June 27th will be PTSD Awareness Day in Chattanooga.
That, even those 4 letters, PTSD, I mean, I remember growing up, we didn't even know what that was. I remember the first time I heard it thinking, what is this? And now you talk to so many people who say, yes, I struggle with PTSD. The world that we live in right now is so intense. You work a lot with first responders who struggle.
We do. We work a lot with our Chattanooga Police Department, Hamilton County, surrounding districts around Chattanooga. We treat our first responders, EMS, firefighters. We support our community as best we can. We find that when we take care of our community, we lift them up. We all move up a little bit.
So I can't go to school the way you did in a 6-minute conversation on television. But explain to me a little bit how this works, because it's not a physical release of the body. It's a brain.
I think it's the concept that the brain and body are 2 very separate things. What it is the brain controls our bodies. And so while we feel, you know, people that struggle with PTSD have a very physical whole body response. But what we do stimulates a process called neurogenesis, and regrowth of neurons in the brain, and a reawakening of areas that aren't communicating well, called neuronal lesions.
Okay, but are those areas not communicating well in the case of PTSD, for example, because of whatever the trauma was that you experienced? Is that part of your brain?
It is. There's several studies that were done in the last 5 years over how people with PTSD in particular have these large neuronal lesions that develop specifically in the frontal lobe where they process information, but it also changes sensory input. It changes you'll see people with PTSD start to develop pain conditions, just generalized pain overall. And it's just an inappropriate synapse or signal being sent by the brain to the body.
Okay, so does that mean, it's easy, I guess, to kind of understand that if you've got a 35-year-old police officer who comes in. But suppose it's somebody their walk seems to have been a normal one in life, but they had something that happened in their childhood. Does that mark on your brain occur at the moment of the trauma, and then as you live your life and other difficult situations happen, it kind of grows?
It can, because the brain is constantly compensating. So when we see a deficit develop, the brain will start to compensate, and it can even increase the size of this lesion over time.
So it's not that different from if you have poor posture, right, and you sit like this, eventually it's going to be harder for you to straighten up, which means you're going to sit more like this. Is that a fair analogy?
That's a very fair analogy. Over time, if we don't address issues, they worsen over time. And we all try to, whenever we struggle, we try to keep our head down and keep moving, and that's just not a healthy way to move forward.
Okay, something I want to make sure I get out for people, because you always want to focus on this. You do not pretend to be the fix.
No.
You are one cog in the wheel.
We are, I tell my patients all the time, I am not the fix. This is not a one-stop shop and then everything is fine. We work closely with local therapists and other mental health providers, with physical therapists, with our pain patients, because there's a lot of rebuilding that has to occur. Once we get the physiology communicating effectively, then you have to learn how to use it. And that's where the therapists and other mental health providers carry the patient forward.
So what's the proper order of things? If someone's watching thinking, okay, wait, this could help me, or this could help my neighbor, or whatever, is the correct order to come to you and then see where this treatment might take a person to then guide them to the right mental health professional, or vice versa?
You can talk to your mental health provider and say, hey, what do you think about this?
But what if you don't have one?
If you don't have one, reach out to us, we'll get you with one. That's a big piece of our process is to make sure that we're at the highest standard of efficacy with our treatments, that we're very safe, and that we have a strong follow-up plan. That's what keeps people doing well, is that we stick with you. Once you're our patient, you're ours, and we get you to where you're wanting to go.
I'm sorry to get in the weeds like this so much,
okay.
but it's very interesting to me. So if somebody comes to you and they use this ketamine treatment, and it's a series of them, right?
Right.
Okay, then they have some type of clarity, I guess. Is that right, where they're...
It's increased functioning. Just think of it like if your brain were a computer and we upgrade the processor. So it's all the same programs running, you're just running better. Everything's moving
So
in
if you're
a positive
running
direction.
better, won't that help you to better communicate with the mental health professional to find the proper path for you in your treatment?
Absolutely, and we oftentimes will equate talk therapy to physical therapy. It's physical therapy before a knee replacement only gets you so far, but it helps. It helps keep you functional. But then we get the knee replaced, and then you have to do the physical therapy to continue to heal and get better.
Okay, this is why I wanted to go so in the weeds this morning, so thanks for allowing me to do it, but this is the type of conversation you'll be able to have with him when you come in, if you choose to go see about how this might benefit you, because you're going to have a ton of questions, and he's going to be able to really address them and answer you honestly. So you'll find him at Scenic City Neurotherapy. It's Charles Miller. 228-0579 is the phone number. ScenicCityNeurotherapy.com is the website. And if you've been watching thinking, wait a minute, here he was, this serious guy today, but I've been seeing him associated with something else she'll do on 3+U, it's because Charles does love to laugh. And so a few months ago,